Hello, hello. It is I. Happy post-Thanksgiving. Hope we're doing well out there. Out in the world. Happy Friday once again. Let me turn the volume down so we don't feedback. Got my Brainbuster shirt on. Amazing wrestling photographer who has also done my headshots for the past, a while. Mike Watson, Brainbuster, at Brainbuster. Check out his photo work. Really good. I also have his stuff up around the studio, which you obviously can't see right now, but it is there. And let me turn down the ISO on this guy because it's very bright. Hope we're all doing well out there. Hello, chat. Don, Kyle, my dad, right there. Andy, Catwez, Greg, Connor, Absurd, Brewland, Philippe, Philip, Greg Parker. Yeah, happy post-Thanksgiving. Papa J in the house. On his way back to Massachusetts from Vancouver, stopped by in Chicago. Just here for like 14 hours?
More like 24. Flight's tomorrow at 2. So I landed at 3, take off at 2.
There you go.
The only reason for being here is so I could be on the chat with Dan.
Jamie needs a guitar equipment rundown from me. Mostly playing my Collings I-35LC, which I love. I just restrung it, and I don't like the way it sounds because I hate how new strings sound on guitars. But that's a small thing. I have a Jackson Soloist, which I've featured on the channel before, and it needs upkeep. It needs to get. I need to restring it, and I need to intonate it because it's not doing a good job of holding tune in the upper registers. Big Johnson, right on. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Cameron. Yeah, he's kind of in secret in the back.
God loves comics. Yep, I'll give you a hall pass, but only one per session, so make good use of it.
Look, my dad, you don't want my dad to start cutting up with you guys, okay? Because I'm going to cringe. We're all going to cringe. I just don't know if I can handle it. What do we got going on today? Not going to be live for very long. Rachel's making dinner. She said she'd be knocking very soon. I would have gone live earlier, but work. So, let's get right to it. What do we got here? Sorry, it looks really bright on my phone, on the screen here, but on my computer it looks dark, so.
Yeah, can you show that moon drawing you're working on?
No, actually, I cannot.
Oh.
Yeah, I did a little airbrushing. This is a moon cover that's spoilery that I cannot show. I'm going to put it over here. Secret. So, got my comps, a bunch of comps today. The Moon is Following Us. Issue 4 is coming out very soon. I should know exactly when, but I don't. I don't think it's this coming Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. That's usually how comps work. Super exciting. I'll show you the first few pages that Riley did. I can't remember how much of a preview we gave to people, so there is a fastball special in this issue. And that's all I will show from that. Really happy. Speaking of Mike Watson, actually. Hold on, let me see if he's... No, that's in issue 5. I'm about to send issue 5 to the printer. But Mike Watson's photography featuring myself is in issue 5, so look out for that. I think this looks really good. Just looks really nice. So, Riley, I believe, covered this himself. I can't remember if this is Mike's...
Show him that tree page.
Tree page? Dad, I can't show him the tree page.
Oh, you can't show anything?
Dad, the book's not out yet.
You were just flipping open. They were
No. I only had the first, 2-3 pages. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. I also got comps. My poor father. Like, oh, show him the whole issue. I'm not worried about people like taking images or anything. I just don't want to spoil it for people yet if it's not out. We have the 10th printing of Transformers issue 1 coming out very soon. I don't actually know when this is. This might be coming out on Wednesday. It might be coming out a week from Wednesday. How cool does this cover look? I think I was drawing this cover on the channel actually, so it's cool to have it in print. Look at this. We got to see it from the start. Here is...
Is that the same as the issue 1 original cover?
Yes. It's the same pose.
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
I don't think I've ever seen a 10th printing before or something.
It's happened, but it's rare. You'll also notice that there is actually a man's foot. Oh, like this is an arm that was covered by this gold part, but he's actually squished a human on the cover, which makes me very happy. It is wild. It feels really cool to, have my name on a 10th issue gold cover printing. This is quite cool. I feel like in that TV show Cribs, where they would show the gold, the musicians would show the gold, their records gold on their walls, right in between their two pools or what have you.
So is this the kind of thing that'll be worth like a lot more money like 10 years from now or something?
I don't know.
It's the 10th printing.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. Who knows? I'll probably have some of the Starscream. I'll probably have both of these up in my shop because I got a bunch. I have a few of these that I'll doodle on and sell them in the shop. So keep your eyes open on my shop, DanielOrnart.com. Also, just announced, The Moon is Following Us, issue 3, has gone to a second printing. Here is Riley's cover for the second printing of issue 3. You notice there's a little battle happening on his staff. How cool is that? This cover is amazing. Riley's very brave for drawing a head like straight on. Super, super cool.
Is that hard to do?
Yeah, because it's like hard to get everything looking equal, so things can look off kilter. Like you have to like have a mirror next to you, or your blacked out phone screen. It just looks really good.
What's going on with the things that are like on the stick on the?
It's a battle. It's a battle happening on the stick.
Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't actually missed it the first time I saw it. So.
That's pretty cool.
It's an image within an image. Riley is so talented.
And I love the moon up there in the corner.
Yes, I actually had to get rid of it because it was conflicting with the logo. So in the print version, the moon is not there. Sorry, Riley. There's all of issue 8 is right there, which starting early next week, I have to edit and get ready to go. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm thinking about doing a charity piece right now.
Like a sheep farm?
No, Dad. I have a reader and a fellow metalhead. His name is Jim. He doesn't live in Asheville. It's not the right town, but it's right next to Asheville. And his house got completely destroyed. It's still standing, but it had like a bunch of water damage. It's not good. So we're gonna draw on this guy, and I don't know how I'm gonna sell it, but we're gonna get some money for this cover, and it's gonna go to his GoFundMe because of the hurricane. And I already gave a little bit of money. Because, he's a bud and he's a reader. He's been a reader for a long time, since the Space Mullet days. So, I mean, if I can draw Optimus Prime for money, why not draw Optimus Prime for money for somebody who's just had a devastating thing happen to their home? So, boom. This is what's happening. This is what I'm doing.
Could you draw Optimus Prime rebuilding a house?
No, I don't want to do that, Dad. That's so much work.
Guys, this will probably be the last time I'm allowed on the chat, so I'm going to make the most of it.
No. Look, you can have ideas. They might get shot down, but, you know, the ideas are welcome. I'm sure the chat appreciates it. Money for a good cause indeed. You know, he's a really good dude. And a big supporter of my work since the beginning, so this is the least I can do, for real. Oh, look at me. I'm channeling Riley here, straight on.
Dan, I always ask you this, but when you draw something like this, like there's a blank page, how do you know where to start? Like, where do you first put the pencil down?
I would tell you if I could kind of quantify it, but honestly, like, what ends up happening is I just start going. Like, I do not think about it.
It just, like, you've been doing this for years. I mean, even ever since you were little, but it's not like the pencil stays in one place. Like, it just kind of, like, sort of dances around the page. Like, you just, instead of, like, drawing the head or, you know, and then moving on to another piece, you just sort of, like, bounce around.
There have been people that have talked to me, like, at shows and stuff about it, and they're like, it does feel a little bit like black magic. Like, you're just kind of, like, moving your pencil around, and all of a sudden there's an image there. And some people have been like, it's so maddening.
That's the way you always drew, right?
You tell me.
Well, when you were in, I've told the story to the chat before, you know, like when you were in Little League and you would be out in the field and your index finger was bouncing around in the sky.
I looked like a kid who needed help.
Yeah, well.
And Papa was like, what the hell's wrong with him?
Dan's grandfather, his mom's father, we were sitting in the stands, you know, at a Little League game, and the fingers flying around. And he's like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell is he doing out there? And I said, he's drawing. What do you mean he's drawing? He's supposed to be playing baseball.
You know, and I was very bad at baseball.
He was, he always did that. He was drawing constantly with his finger in the air, and you could tell it was sort of bouncing around. It wasn't, you know, like, it wasn't like a controlled, like, in one spot. It was just sort of like bouncing all over the place, just kind of like he's doing now.
Well, cool.
Brulin says, when are you going to announce your next project?
It's a good question. I don't know yet. I'm not very far into it. I'm about halfway through issue 3. So I don't really know, if I'm being totally honest. As soon as I know, I mean, like, I'm...
Greg Parker's asking if you're going to do any G.I. Joe or any other Energon series issues.
I'm working on something a little secret right now that it's not super large in scale, but it is really cool. And that will be coming out next year. That'll be, like, related to the Energon universe. But I'm going to be still doing covers. Long after, I believe, after I'm done writing it. But I'm still writing it for quite a while. Just using a spoon nib today because I feel like it. And of course the terrible sketch cover paper is not happy about that. You can see it feathering. But I really like using spoon nibs, and that makes me think about one of my heroes, Masamune Shiro.
Cat West says, come to Thought Bubble next year, please. What's Thought Bubble?
Thought Bubble is a convention that happens in Leeds every year. That's in
Leeds, England?
Yep. I've been there one time. Great show. It happens at this cool convention center, and then if you go and you're a guest, you get to like stay at this like really awesome hotel that's at like the top of a hill. It kind of looks like a big castle.
That sounds cool.
That's really cool, and the bed and breakfast is like super legit.
Sounds really cool.
Sorry, I don't think it's necessarily a bed and breakfast, but they have breakfast there, and the breakfast is like this awesome English breakfast, and it's just really cool. And I was, you have to walk. The convention is a short walk from this kind of hotel castle, and so every night we'd walk back. I think it's just a weekend show. I don't even think it's on a Friday. I could be wrong.
Have you been there, Dan?
What's that?
Have you been there?
Yeah. No, I was a guest there in
Oh,
2019.
When you came back on the back end of one of your trips?
Yep, I went from Lucca to
Okay.
Alright.
Dan, Star Danger wants to know if there's going to be some Moon is Following Us merchandise.
I don't think so, because, and I've talked to Riley about this, anything that we make, I would of course want to split the profits with Riley, but
Yeah.
the like profit margin on t-shirts is not great,
Right.
and that would be like a lot of work for Rachel to fulfill all the orders, to only basically make like half the profit, because we'd be sharing it with Riley.
Right.
So maybe we can figure something out, though. Never say never. It's just so much work just even to get the book out that, to be totally honest, we really haven't thought much about merch at all. I was thinking maybe some stickers or like a maybe like an enamel pin or.
Hey Ryan, hello in China. I guess it's 7 a.m. there? China's all in one time zone, right? The whole country from east to west? Chris, I love that. He said, nice to hear DDubs on the stream.
Great. My dad has a stream nickname now.
That's pretty good. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. So, guys, I was in Vancouver this week working on a water project up there, and I stayed downtown. Taylor Swift is coming there this week. She's playing tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday night. And so I was staying in a room that was like $225 Canadian a night. So I left this morning. Tonight, that same room is 2,500 Canadian. And you have to stay 2 nights. So you basically have to fork over 5,000 to stay in a medium, not super fancy hotel for 2 nights to be able to walk to the Taylor Swift concert. So the whole city's going nuts.
Dad, were your work colleagues like, kind of like, oh geez, she's coming?
Well, one of them bought tickets for his girlfriend and his 2 daughters 3 rows back from the main stage.
Jeez.
So last year he bought them, but I didn't ask him how much they were. It would have been embarrassing. But then they opened up a whole section of seats behind the stage. So you're basically looking at the scaffolding of the stage. You're not seeing anything. And they were going to sell those seats. I think they sold them for like $16.50 or $20 or something, so people could just be in there. And then some scalper, or some agency scooped them up, and they were selling them for $2,000.
Good grief.
So it was a big deal. But one of the things, I don't know if any of you guys saw the movie. I went to see it with Dan's brother, and
Oh, he's singing the Wicked praises.
Yeah, I'll get to Wicked in a minute.
Oh, okay.
But the Taylor Swift movie, the thing that impressed me was like the design.
Here you go. We're talking about the Taylor Swift movie on Friday with DDubs. You're welcome, guys.
Well, I don't know if you guys, the design and the artwork of the sets and the choreography, and the different colors and the layering of the images and stuff, I thought that was really kind of amazing. You really get to see it in the movie. Like if you're a person who appreciates art and creativity, that was very cool.
All right, my dad is now a Swiftie.
I'm not a Swiftie.
I think you're a Swiftie. You're talking about how
I would have stayed in Vancouver to see the concert.
there's plenty of Swifties that have never seen her in concert, Dad.
Yeah, Jeremy, this Eras tour, this is the last stop on the Eras tour. So I think that's why it's kind of hyped up. Dan, you a Swiftie?
I mean, no. I mean, I appreciate her. I like her songs, but I'm not a Swiftie.
Kat was wondering.
I'm a big Chappelle Roan fan. I'm not oblivious to modern pop, but...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm drawing off screen.
Billie Eilish was there in Vancouver this week too, so it was a big week for them.
Not a huge Billie Eilish fan. Chappelle Roan though is like every song on that on her record is like so good.
Brewland. How about them Detroit Lions?
We're Patriots fans here.
Well, it used to be when Tom Brady was around.
Well, you're not a Patriots fan anymore?
Well, Drake May has got potential, but they still got several years of scraping out the bottom of the barrel before they get back in the game.
Well, that's definitely true, but...
Owen says, whoa, not expecting DDubs to name drop Chapel Roan.
Oh, Emma, did I say Chappelle?
Is it Chappelle Chapel?
It's Chapel, it's not Chappelle. I always call her
Chapel.
Chappelle Roan.
Dan's brother Tim is basically on top of all this stuff.
Well, I don't know how he feels about Chapel though.
He loves her.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Loves her.
I would go see Chapel Roan.
Isn't she the hot,
She's the hot to go.
Hot to go, yeah.
Which is like probably my least favorite song on the record. It's not bad. Out of all the songs on there.
So I said I'd drop the Wicked movie or get to the Wicked movie. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but talk about design and creativity mixed with engineering and architecture. So the Wicked movie is we really enjoyed it a lot. In fact, I'm going back to see it again in Dolby on Sunday night back in Massachusetts. And if you go online, there's a YouTube video about the guy who did all the set design that talks about how he kind of laid out the whole thing with the perspectives and what he had to build in order to create camera shots that were seamless, from one elevation to another. It's just fascinating. Like, this guy rattles off this creative stuff, mixed with engineering and construction, like it's nothing. It was amazing.
And I guess as an engineer, you probably have an even deeper appreciation for that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly, Dan. 'Cause they had to create these water tanks or these reservoirs because when they arrive at Chiz University, they float in on boats, and so they had to actually build up a reservoir in a lake that had enough water in it so they could show all this stuff happening. But it's really cool. Great movie if you haven't seen it. It's not just singing with special effects. The acting, Cynthia Rigo and Ariana Grande is really great.
That's movie recommendations with Dan's dad. I'm thinking about taking the kids to see Flow with the cat. Has anybody seen that yet? It might be out coming. It might not be out yet.
Did anybody see the robot movie? The one where the dog robot dog. He's like he's lonely, so he sees a commercial for a robot, and he orders it on TV and puts it together, and the robot becomes his best friend. It's a great movie. Dan, you haven't seen that?
Haven't seen it yet. Not. I'm not avoiding it. I just. I have HOTTOGO.
Wild Robot. That's it, Greg. Yeah. Awesome. So understated, but so cool. The Wicked movie is only Act 1. If you've seen Wicked, the musical on Broadway or wherever, it's been touring too. So the movie's only part 1 or Act 1. And the great thing about it is they really expanded they had a chance to expand the characters and the story in a way that you don't see in the musical because that's condensed. But if you like costume design, set design, just, like artwork, sketching, sketching something out, like the face of Oz or Shiz University, the way that was created, just incredible. So what else are you guys reading, comics or otherwise, that you're really liking out there?
Oh, also, I need to shout out the show I saw on Tuesday. I saw Blood Incantation play. And it was incredible. I saw them at the Metro, and the mix was like so perfect. I'm an audio nerd, so anytime like a show has like really good like mixing, especially like an aggressive show like death metal, which I still want to hear all the parts. Everything sounded so good. It was so fun. It was an awesome time.
That was here in Chicago, Dan?
Oh yeah, at Metro, which is really close to Wrigley Field, actually.
Okay.
And it was just so awesome. The drummer had like a huge gong that he was like playing all night, which was like so over the top and just so fun. There's like they have these like spacey Pink Floyd like rests sections in their like very long songs, and it's just like,
you loved it?
Oh, it's so fun. It was so awesome.
In case you're wondering, guys, I'm not into death metal.
Unfortunately. So funny. My music tastes have expanded. Unfortunately, my father's has mostly stayed the same. I used to not like classical. I really like classical now. I used to not love jazz. I love jazz now. Instrumental music that my dad would kind of be into. Alison Krauss, the singer, the country singer kind of vibe, I've fallen in love with all that stuff. Unfortunately, my father still cannot wrap his head around aggressive metal, which is fine.
Give me time. It's been 30 years. I need a little more work.
I feel like if anybody could appreciate... I mean, if there was a metal band you could appreciate, it would be Blood Incantation, because, there's parts of those songs that are, like, not even at all metal, really. There's dynamics. It's not just pummeling.
Jeremy said Dad likes Taylor, though. You know, the problem, Jeremy, with Taylor is she doesn't really dance. She just prances around.
Careful, Dad. Careful. The Swifties are gonna find you.
Yeah, right. Dan's cautioning me about Swiftie criticism.
I don't want the Swifties to shut down the channel.
All right, Jay said the Metro is his favorite music venue in Chicago.
Metro's awesome.
Then Rudak said Final Cut by Charles Burns.
Oh yeah, new Charles Burns out. Kind of like an indie, like it's kind of intense, Dad. I'm not sure that you'd like it, but
Final Cut.
well, just Charles Burns' work in general.
Owen says he's really liking this book.
Oh.
Don't know if you've heard of it. It's called The Moon is Following Us.
Look at this. I made a mistake.
Pretty good, Owen.
This is my fault because I'm trying to erase like I just used a micron, and that's not wise.
Brulin, see you later. Have a great weekend. Owen says the new TMNT book.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, written by Jason Aaron is pretty good.
Yeah, Jason's awesome.
Chucky says BL rules. BL. Hey Sean. Final Cut. Kristen says she read Final Cut and loved it. Anime Thai expert. I've been reading through Firepower by Robert Kirkman.
Oh, that's great. Illustrated by Chris Somney.
What's the Future by Kieran Gillen?
Kieran? Kieran? I've met him multiple times. I should know this.
Children.
Sorry, bro.
Hello.
Hi.
The sound of Christmas songs and the smell of good food is now permeating the studio. Once again, it is time to say goodbye.
Hey guys, it was great being with you here tonight. Dan, thanks for letting me come on and chat with everyone.
Let me make sure that this face is right before I go. It is right. Not bad. Not bad. I never actually used a mirror. Heck yeah. This is very...
So guys, hope you all have a great weekend. If anybody's a creator out there or doing something, keep up the great work. It really makes a difference.
Thanks for the pep talk, Dad.
You're welcome.
I'm going to color this weekend, and I'm going to send it to Felix. And Jim, if you're out there, whatever this makes, I'm not going to worry about, having somebody like PayPal. I'm just gonna add to the GoFundMe whatever this makes. But I'm just saying it out loud because I feel like he needs encouragement. I don't even know if he watches the channel, but maybe he does. So if so, I don't know. How cool is it that Optimus Prime can help build back your house a little bit?
Guys, thanks for my new name. That's a takeaway. D-Dad. I love it.
Okay, we're out. See you next time. See you next week.
See you all.
Be good.